Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously wherever you are in the world, right? So, yeah, so I'm out in my little garden, me, to myself. This is my little personal space, you know what I mean? My delicious little babies. And yeah, so anyway, so I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to have a little natter and then I'm going to be over and out. Okay, my delicious little babies now then. So I hope that life is treating you all most deliciously wherever you are in the world. Okay, my little beautifuls anyway. So what is it that I want to talk about? So, yeah. So, well, okay. So what's been going on? Anyway, first of all, I've got to give you some numbers. Okay, my delicious babies. I was supposed to do it the other day, but I completely forgot, you know. So we've got, what we got? Okay, I'm going to say 15, 2461. I'd also like to say WF18. Could be June or July. Okay, my delicious little babies. Also, something to do with a G20. Okay, my delicious little babies. You're probably wondering to yourselves, what's this crazy woman talking about? But anyway, I'm just trying to, get it out the way while I can get it out the way. Do you know what I mean? My delicious little babies. So yeah, that's what I've got to say really. If there's anything else, then I'll let you know. Do you know what I mean? My delicious little babies. What I sort of do is how can I explain it? I see things, and then I put them together. If you know what I'm saying, my delicious little babies. That's what I do. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, my delicious little babies. Yeah, so what's been going on? What's going on? It was Marvin Gaye, wasn't it? Bless him. Anyway, with anybody not in that way, not in that way. Yeah. Sun is shining, weather is sweet, yeah. Yeah, it's nice and breezy as well. So, mind you can still get a banging tan, in this weather, the way it is at the moment, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so, yeah. So what is it I want to talk about? So yeah, you know what I was watching, came up on my feed, these true crime stories. And it was what was it? It was his name was Duffy. His name was Duffy. Bless him, he was only 26 when he passed away. Like when you listen to somebody's life story. So, there was where many apparently, going back now. I think I was, how old was I? I think I was 18. I think I was 18 when he, um, he passed away, my delicious little babies. And so I mean, I'm 51 now anyway. And so he was feared by many. And but then, he was loved by a few. But the one thing when I was listening to it, 'cause it wasn't very long, it was on YouTube, my delicious little babies. I was listening to it the other evening. And, there was something that really struck me when I was listening, that what he never ever did, my delicious little babies, what he never ever did was, harm any little babies. He really had a thing that nobody must ever touch what I call little babies, little bairns. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so he was very much like that. Okay, my delicious little babies. Okay, but yeah, really interesting. A very interesting, Video, my delicious little babies. Oh, that's what I also wanted to say, my delicious little babies. So you've got what is it? Spain, who um, um, not very happy, my delicious little babies. Okay, my delicious little babies, a tad unhappy. You've got Manchester, Liverpool. I'm just trying to remember everything, my delicious little babies, because I've been working all different things out. So, Manchester, Liverpool. I repeat again. Yeah, something to do with Poland. Anyway, okay, my delicious little babies. You know something. When I look at myself, I should have had a full-time position as like as an agony aunt, my delicious little babies. Because, when I look over the decades, I've always, been like an agony aunt, my delicious little babies. You know what I mean? Like where ones will come to you and, if they've got a problem or, send you a message or, do you know what I mean? Or call you on the old ring, 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 dog and burn, my delicious little babies. You know what I mean? And, yeah. But it seems that the world that we're living in, my delicious little babies, you see me little yellow flowers. Oh, they're so pretty, They're sort of growing really wild. Intelligence and wisdom. Green for, healing for some in the world, my delicious little babies. And, of course, there's the other green, isn't there, my delicious little babies, that others like to push out. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies. Yes, okay. But, yeah, anyway. So yeah, I'm absolutely convinced. I should have been an agony aunt, but you know what it is, my delicious little babies. Well, what it is that it's all right because the sun is shining and I'm having trouble flipping seeing properly here. My screen, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so what is it that I just wanted to say? See, what it is, I overrun my tail. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies, old-fashioned Irish saying. Yeah. So all I can really say is that in this day and age, ones need to be, I feel, very careful, as regards to their health. My delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? In the world, like, and it's like everybody feels that, not everybody, I'm not going to say that, sorry. Let's rewind and start again. Like how some feel like it was, back before 2020, my delicious little babies. Well, it's really not like that anymore, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? Oh, and there was another one, but I never clicked on it. I think I remember this story. I'm not here to depress anybody, my delicious little babies. You know what I mean? Can you see my little Lacey that I brought from the park over there, my delicious little babies, with my beautiful little tree on the stairs here? Yeah, my delicious little babies. And there was another one, but I never clicked on it. But I do feel I remember this story, like where there was a man, I think it was around, not long after the the AIDS came out, my delicious little babies. And yeah, he was going round and he was infecting, well, mankind, my delicious little babies, for some with the AIDS, my delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just I just feel that we've got to be careful in this world, my delicious little babies. I'm not saying that to everybody, of course not, you know what I mean? It's just that I really do feel that for some, bless dear little souls that, they seem to think that, everything is back to normal, it seems, my delicious little babies. Well, I can tell you now, well and truly. And for others, you'll know this as well, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? It's certainly not. Anyway, have you seen how flipping drama grass is, my delicious little babies? You know what it is? I put a load of seeds down, on my grass. And what it is, the trick to it is that, you have to really sort of trample on them, to get the seeds down. And then, just sprinkle some water and everything, and, then just sort of leave it, my delicious little babies. But then because of my beautiful little Ruby Tuesday, bless, she keeps running on it. So I can never, ever have my delicious little babies a wonderful patch of grass because our beautiful little Ruby Tuesday, she stomps all over it. Oh, that's the last thing I wanted to say, my delicious little babies. Now, they're selling in the shops now. And these are called, I call them like little bush babies. And I noticed that, there's certain shops now that are selling them. They're like little tiny, like little fluffy, like little, I call them little bush babies. I mean, they're very cute to look at, my delicious little babies. It's like a soft toy. And what it is, and then it's got, with some of them, they've got like Coca-Cola. Like a little plastic bottle of Coca-Cola, my delicious little babies, in the hand of the bush baby. Okay, my delicious little babies, and guess how much they're flipping going for? Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Lady Godiva, my delicious little babies, a father a throw for these little bush babies. I did notice that, oh gosh, I'm going back weeks ago now because I haven't looked at any more of the videos. Over in Russia, they had a massive size one, you know what I mean? My delicious little babies, which happened to look exactly the same as these little bush babies, my delicious little babies, these like little soft toys and all that, you know what I mean? Anyway, it was just a video, I haven't seen any of the videos, like I said, for weeks and weeks and weeks. It was just, I don't know, just sort of brought it back to me, when I, seen, it was somewhere over in Russia, I think. I don't know. Could have been in Russia. It's like full size, I don't know. I know it was Russia or, somewhere like that, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Anyway, so that's the end of my video. So wherever you are in the world, I'm just getting me a bit of a suntan on my old pins, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean, while I can. Because this weather just keeps changing, doesn't it, my delicious little babies? 1 minute it's flipping up there and the next minute it's flipping down there, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that they do not know what to do with themselves, do they, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Anyway, very lastly, that's what I wanted to say. The what is it? Was it not long ago that was it 22? A family of 22 Afghanistans came into the country, my delicious little babies. Well, I think some of them were related, but some of them wasn't. But we are family. Listening to these stories, my delicious little babies, Kai, because as we all very well know, we've got enough going on in the world, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? You've got to have arse up your effing backside to see what's going on, But do you not feel that, like to do with Afghanistan and everything, my delicious little babies, that, because, like when, was it Afghanistan got, really struggled to get, the word out, Afghanistan. Like when ones went over to Afghanistan and then, made attacks, okay? Well, all I can really say is, my delicious little babies, is that I'd just be very weary, you know what I mean? Is this only something what I heard, on one of the videos, my delicious little babies? I never wrote it down or anything. It's only what I heard, I mean, if it's true, it's true. If it's not, it's not. But I'd just be really, really careful, you know what I mean? Because, let's face it, at the end of the day, I did a video, how many weeks ago now? Was it? A few weeks ago, so I don't know, to do with the dancing boys of Afghanistan, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? It was that, what's it called? Real Women / Real Stories on YouTube, my delicious little babies, the dancing boys of Afghanistan, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Anyway, I've got nothing more to say, my delicious little babies. So wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected. So until my next video, I know it probably sounds like I'm talking in loops, but I'm sure, bless for certain, bless your dear little souls, there we are, ones will get what I'm talking about, okay? So you just look after yourself, but we've still got a bit of the abracadabra. I want to reach out and grab you. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? It's a bit like, when sometimes what comes out of some mouths now, these, little men, little women in little suits, they just like to, sort of, Puff the magic dragon lives by the sea, or it's magic, So until my next video, thank you so very much for any views, for any likes, and for the occasional comments. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? I just, as I would say, you listen, but you believe nothing. Okay, my delicious little babies. So until my next video, so very much love. I'm going to continue enjoying the sunshine now. Love ya. Thank you for listening once again. Bye-bye.